Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today we're going to do a little line drawing, form drawing demonstration. I'm going to talk about how to draw a form using line. We're going to use a ballpoint pen today. That's probably the most permanent line you can make is with pen. I'm going to begin by talking about a little bit of strategy, and then I will go through the demonstration. So thank you for being here. And before we begin, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my free Insiders Club. Insiders Club members get first access to these weekly live streams, and you also get access to other live events, and you get discounts on courses and programs, along with access to free lessons and other free content available only to subscribers. So all you have to do is go to www.drawwithchris.com, and there you can enter your email and you'll be good to go. Oh, before we begin, comment below. Where are you located? Where are you watching from? And what time is it for you? I am currently in Thailand, believe it or not, and it's Saturday morning for me. So thank you for being here wherever you are. Thank you for watching today. So what we're going to do first, we're going to talk about strategy. The first thing you want to do is just stop and look. Stop and look. What does the model give you? What does the model give you? What's the light? What is the form? Just kind of get an overview of what we have. Because especially if you're going to work with pen, especially something permanent, pen, ink, or even charcoal, you don't have many chances to make mistakes. So it's good to just stop and pause and think about what you're going to do. So where's the light? What's the pose? What's the gesture? Where's the shadow? How many values do I have? So just kind of get an overview of what you're going to do. So here we have a nice reference here. This is by Dynamic Muse Instagram, so shout out to them. And clearly we have a nice dynamic back pose. We have light from the upper left. And we have at least 3 values. So I have at least, value-wise, I know I have a dark and a halftone. So I have at least 3 values. What I may want to do and I'm going to use ballpoint pen here. What I may want to do see that? I may want to do this. I may expand to 4 values to get more realism. So that's just my strategy. You don't have to. You can totally do this with 3 values. But because of the nature of the light, and I want more realism, so this is more graphic. More realism. Quote unquote realism. Realism is also graphic design. So the more values you add, the more realism. Okay, so that's my value strategy. Now, what's my form strategy? Form strategy. Form. I want realistic form. What's my form strategy? What forms do I have? How am I going to make them look good? So clearly, we have a figure. The most important form is an eggy kind of rib cage. This is a rib cage form. It's essentially an egg that has a cutoff at the bottom. This is your rib cage. This is your rib cage. Back view, rib cage, right? So that's the main forms right here. So I know, okay, and the light's from here. So I know I'm going to do something like this. You see? I'm going to do something like that, and there's going to be a coarse shadow, and then it's going to be underneath, it's going to be a little bit darker. So I'm already thinking 2, 3 steps ahead. 2, 3 steps ahead. You see? That's AHEAD, 2, 3 steps ahead. I can write English, I promise. But thank God I'm an artist. 2, 3 steps ahead. So that's why it's important to stop, look, and think about what you're going to do. Because once you have a plan, have a strategy, when you draw, you have a higher chance to succeed and make your drawing look good. Because this is hard. Figure drawing is hard. Realism is hard. So, and it takes a lot of thought. Realism is actually an intellectual way to draw. So we have to do a lot of thinking. Of course, we want to be expressive and just dive in and do all that good stuff too. Use emotion and more of the right brain to draw too. But there's a balance with thinking. So that's basically the game plan. I'm thinking about the light, thinking about the pose, thinking about the values, and finally thinking about the form. Thinking about the form. And the main form that I'm going to need in this pose is the rib cage. If I get the rib cage right, I have a very good chance to make a successful drawing. That's why I have to be aware that the most important thing is the rib cage and how many values I'm going to use. Okay, so that's my little rant. Let's get drawing. If you want to learn more about lighting and form and shading and rendering, I have a full in-depth course. This is my brand new course, lightandform.art. So everything that you're going to see today and more about lighting, form drawing, shading, how to observe light, how to observe the model, how to do form strategy, how to do shading techniques, everything like that is covered in my brand new course, lightandform.art. If you like this video and you like my work and you want to learn more about lighting and form and rendering from me, check out my new course. So I'm working in pen, ballpoint pen. And that's about it, really. So I'm going to start to do the shadow shapes now. So it's quite complex here. We have the upper back, which is extremely complex, especially if you don't know what's going on with the upper back. It just takes a lot of practice and study. And notice too, notice right now I'm going along the form. Right? Notice I'm going along the form. You see that? Along the form. Along the form. For now. So right now I'm going along the form because I feel it's appropriate. So that's an important thing in line, because you can either go along the form or against the form. Against the form. And against the form would be this, you see? This would be against the form. You see the difference? So right now I'm doing this. So we'll do this as well. Basically, you're either going to do one of these two with line. Or actually, you can do it with any mark. Mass in the shadow. I decided to go along the form. It's mostly stylistic. That has nothing to do with form drawing. That's just, it looks cool and it's fun for me. So you don't have to do it that way. When you fill or mass, the most important thing is even, clean. You see? It doesn't matter what direction, how you do it. You see how it's even and clean? Even, clean tone. Even and clean tone. So you can do what I did just like that and just go crazy. But as long as it's clean and even, that's the ticket, all right? That's important. Because in line, remember in line, you don't, especially in pen, line plus pen equals no mistake. Mistake, no. So it's kind of like watercolor. You only have one chance, okay? So you have to like be very thoughtful along the way. That's why, remember I said, you got to think 2-3 steps ahead, 2-3 steps ahead in order to succeed. So anyway, let's see, let's get back to this. So the white of the paper. Right now I got this sort of light mass. I do need to go darker. But where can I go darker? Let's see. I need to see a dark value so I can better judge where I'm at. Because I know this is the light of the paper. The light of the paper would be right here. How dark am I going to go? Let's see. I'm going to go against the form now. Let's see. I'm trying to think how dark I'm going to go and where. I know this should be dark right here. That looks pretty nice. I just need to see a dark so I know what the hell I'm going to do with the midtone. I need to see this basically. I need to see that little dark value so I know what the heck's going on here. I want the rib cage form. I want the rib cage form. Right now I'm trying to think, how can I describe the rib cage form? Remember what we talked about? This bad boy right here. It's like this. How can I do it? I'm probably just going to do it like that. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm trying to think which way to make my marks because the marks is important. I can go this way. I do need to go both eventually. First, let's do a gradation this way. Gradation. That's another key, gradation. So you got to practice that, obviously. You got to practice that in every direction. All right, so we did the gradation this way. Now we're going to have to do it this way, top to bottom, because the light is upper left, so we have to do it this way now. Sorry, I'm not talking. This takes a lot of concentration, so I have to be quiet here. I have to put all my concentration on these marks. Obviously, I'm using pen, so I only have one chance to make each mark. If I make a mistake, it'll probably ruin the entire drawing. So forgive me if I'm not talking. Now it looks like I'm copying, but I'm not copying. Right now I'm thinking form, 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 base form. Don't copy, design. Don't copy, design, and design what? Form. Design what form? Base form. What's a base form? These guys. These guys. Cylinder, cone, egg, whatever, whatever, whatever. You see, I'm thinking box, cylinder, egg. It looks like, oh, he's just copying the reference, but no, I'm actually designing every step of the way. Don't copy, design form. Design. Design, 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 design. Don't copy. Don't copy. Don't copy, design. Design your forms, design with your marks. Don't copy the reference, design. Okay, anyway, let's move on. You've heard me say that. Those of you who watch my videos heard me say that 500 times. I say that in every video, I think. Don't copy, design. It may look like I'm copying the reference, but nope, I'm designing. What form am I trying to communicate? Am I trying to communicate an egg? Am I trying to communicate a box? Am I trying to communicate a cylinder? Here's a look at the finished drawing. So I just continued to refine the shapes and values to get the desired level of finish that I wanted. And because it's in pen, I had to be very, very careful, especially with the lighter tone marks. I had to be very careful and methodical, work slowly, and be very, very aware of my marks to get the values and edges and forms that I wanted. So that's the end of this video. If you like this video and you like my work and you want to learn more from me, I have full-length courses and programs on lighting, shading, figure drawing, head drawing, and so much more. So all you have to do is go to www.drawwithchris.com, and then there you can learn more about my courses and programs, and you can sign up for my free Insiders email list to get access to more lessons and content just like this. So go to www.drawwithchris.com, or you can click the link in the description below. And until next time, get out there, keep drawing, and build up that mileage. Bye for now.